Coaches, Rick Stewart of All Access Coaching. I'm really excited to bring you this free video, and make sure you hit the subscribe and like button down below. It gives us valuable data as far as what coaches want. And also, if I can get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll start doing weekly YouTube clinics for free. And if you hit the like and subscribe button, you'll get notified when we upload new content. We're uploading 3 or 4 videos every week.
Inside zone, right? We just looked at the 4 different types of zone, or at least in my mind and how I look at it. We run inside zone because it's a gap scheme. I mean, we're trying to block. Defense. I think when I was scouting in Miami, I might have been 11 or 12 years old. I was watching John Madden on Fox and Dallas Cowboys and all that, and he was drawing up the 4-3 defense and explained to the viewer, picket fits defenses, right? Every defense has got a gap. Well, that completely makes sense to me. So we got 11 guys on the field, right? So there's 12 total gaps. So it should be easy to run the ball through one of them, right? The defense has got to defend 12 gaps with 11 guys. With a caveat, and that's how I convince the guys when I'm convincing them to buy into inside zone. But the caveat is that there's really only 10 blockers because somebody got to carry the football, right? So essentially, we got to always beat one. We can line up 10 guys on the line of scrimmage. We're going to be able to block 10 of those gaps. It's just got to be the ball carrier's always got to have a say as well, right? Personally, always want to double at the point of attack. We will, and that varies here week to week, depending on what we're looking at from the defense, who the matchups are, and the like. But always want to double at the point of attack. Wherever you're pressing the football, especially in high school, I would encourage to get movement at the point of attack. That way is an automatic expectation of a 3-yard gain. In my opinion, best executed against defensive lines that are playing vertical. You get these lateral moving defensive lines. I would prefer more of an outside zone approach, but when they're playing vertical and you can stop his movement on the first and then displace him with the uncovered blocker, I think he has the potential always to get good movement, and that's always my expectation is to get movement on that double team. Blocking disposition, just how we go about things. I don't think this is talked about nearly enough just in all of football. I mean, you go watch Army, you watch Eastern New Mexico, Coach Lee. I mean, we're flat back and we're coming off the ball like we're running shoot drills with the chutes 2 feet off the ground. Watching NFL guys, seeing how aggressive they play. Obviously, we're talking about the elite of the elite in terms of an athlete, but that's what we're looking for. We're looking for guys who we don't want to be flat back. We don't want to get slammed because we are going to have one-on-one blocking matchups. And we also want that first step to look the same as much as possible, regardless of the scheme we're running, so the defender doesn't know how to react as well. But we're somewhere in between what Army, Eastern New Mexico is going to do, flat back, coming off the ball, old school Georgia Southern. And somewhere in between that and let's say there's a lot I watch of Tulane, Ohio State, where it's really more we're chopping our feet. I think Notre Dame does an incredible job with their line disposition, just coming off the ball, gaining leverage. But here again, you have to have a certain type of athlete to play those positions, to come off the ball, gain leverage, accelerate, roll hips, all that on the same on the snap of the ball. So it's not as easy to find as one might like, but that's what we expect, and that's what we're encouraging, that's what we try to recruit. And then here again, I think Trey Turner, one of the best I've seen live. I think he's with San Diego now. Just a really good athlete, comes off the ball incredibly low, not flat back, but bends incredibly well and just gains that leverage immediately and accelerates. And that's why he was an all-pro guy, at least for a year. The biggest thing that I can impress upon anybody, and this is probably more of an influence from Eastern New Mexico, is we're going to go forward. We're not going to have. It makes no sense in my mind we know the snap count, right? We're going to change it up. We're going to manipulate it. We're going to make sure the defense doesn't have our snap count as much as possible. It makes no sense in my mind to lose a step and give the snap count back to the defense. We want to go forward. We want to gain ground. We want to make sure that we are getting a 3-yard gain on every play. I mean, we should be getting a 1-yard push, and the running back at the very least can gain 2 more. And that's Coach Romero's philosophy. And we don't. So here again, we don't J-step. We're not going to go backwards. We're not bucketing. We're not influencing. I mean, we're going to gain leverage now on the first block and do our best to fit accordingly. And that's all of our drill work is according to that. Here again, some of these will be gun triple, some of these will be under center, different formations, but really just kind of giving you an idea of what I mean by different inside, outside zone, that type of thing. First 3 clips here will be inside zone. And you see we got a nod front. And I'll get into the fundamentals and footwork and all that in a minute, but here you're aiming point with the back, right there coming down the middle. You got to make a read a little bit faster, but Just the aiming point is right down the middle. That's inside zone for me. That's what I'm referring to. We just got our inside zone footwork. We vary, whether we're going to double the shade, whether we're going to check the B gap, just depends here, team to team, scheme to scheme. Wyoming started us off with true head up twos in this game, so it varied depending on when we came to the sideline, how we wanted to talk it, how we wanted to play fast. But here again, I can't emphasize enough. You have your base rules, but you want to make sure that you want to make sure that the guys are adaptable. They understand that things are going to change, right? Defensive fronts are going to move. We got to be able to adjust. You'll notice again with the back one here, just run inside zone to the left, gun triple to the right, but aiming point right down the middle, and he makes his cut off of that. And here we are looking more of a traditional, I believe we're in a split zone here. We're a double split zone, but you'll see the aiming point here, mid zone for me, right? Inside zone in the previous 3 clips. Now we get the mid zone coming at the A gap. Just pressing a little bit further to the left. It changes with the defensive fits, all kinds of things that allow the offense to gain an advantage, right? I mean, we're running inside zone, but if we can run it in multiple ways and multiple formations, now the defense has to fit these things differently, right? And we'll talk about that as we go through. Just traditionally, though, we're looking at different fits for the defense, and that's why it makes it makes their job twice as hard, right? Because you're doubling their assignments, you're doubling their keys and their reads, but at the same time, we're running the same scheme up front. So I'm a big fan of running the same schemes out of multiple looks, multiple fronts, multiple meshes, anything that can throw off the keys and the reads of the defense and make them play a little bit slower. Here again, just pressing the A gap, and he makes his cut accordingly to his read. Again, not going to get into a lot of the reads. I encourage you to reach out to Coach Romero if you want to have any conversations about running back play. I understand his reads and I know them, and that's how we develop our guys. But he's done a tremendous job and put a lot of work in to understand those things. And I think it would be best to learn it from him. So as you'll notice, right now we're running a mid zone really out of under center, whereas we're running our inside zone out of gun triple. And it's a finite difference for a lot of people. I think it's a major difference for me. There's a lot of things that go into it that allow us to gain an advantage, but that being the difference there. I believe we start our outside zone clips here. Really went to more of a reach and run technique, and we'll talk about that more in the third, but just briefly touching on what we're looking at. We're still running zone principles, right? Step, play, side, on thing, cross your face, and making our cuts accordingly. But there's our outside zone look at it. And we will run it with the gun triple motion here again. More to talk about in the third course, but just want to really illustrate different types of zone concepts and how we read them and how it works. Here again, I'll go over all these rules in the third session, but just a very good compliment, right? Just because of the way the defense has to fit it. Everybody's got to be right, particularly those 3 at the second and third level, 31, 40, and 6 as you're looking at the screen. But outside zone aiming point being at the tackle. And this is our arc scheme, right? This is our speed option with a tight end. But if you notice, everything really turns into outside zone 1, right? We're just trying to pick up the fitters in each gap. I hate the noted easy issue. And I'll go through and coaching all the fundamentals and what I like to be different, but as you'll notice here, I mean, it really just turns into outside zone 1, right? With the quarterback. Always going to get the extra fitter, got the tackle backside coming down. So like I said, a lot of people are calling this zone option. To me, it's just speed option, but I get the zone concepts that developed off of it. In fact, best of my understanding of the history of it is the zone blocking really originated off of arc scheme type of stuff. But inside zone, it's the basis of everything we do. Steps don't change. My left guard right there, he's vertical with the first step. Don't turn, just be vertical. Just be vertical, man. Just trust it. Because here comes your defender, right? And we do some different things, play side with the tackle and the zone side with the tackle, but really good job with the right guard, right tackle, head across, getting the shoulders turned. Keep being vertical, right? And we struggled in this particular game. Are we going to call this Mike defense? Are we going to call this even front? And at the end of the day, the main thing is that everybody's on the same page and we know who we're working to and understand our combos.
Coaches, I really hope you got some great information from that YouTube video. Again, hit the subscribe and like button down below. It gives us valuable data. And if I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll do free YouTube clinics. And you also get notified when I'm doing those YouTube clinics and when I upload new content to this channel. Thanks for watching, coaches.